and welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat. And dang, it is cold in here. But nonetheless, I'm in good company today as I am joined by the Mr. Jobie Bradley with Jobie Bradley Art. Thank you very much for joining me tonight.
Oh, you're welcome, man. It's nice talking to you.
As we've just begun. I want to talk about your art, hence Jobie Bradley Art. So kind of tell me, what is it that exactly you dabble into?
So it's mostly all comic book art. I do logos and other stuff like that as well. Now, the comic that you see behind us is actually my first published cover that I've ever done. It's a variant cover of a comic book called Prowl. It's the creator's from Ohio.
Oh,
he was actually here at our Cumberland Con event as well.
Oh, really? Oh, that is so cool. And so, like, what made you decide to do Prowl then for that? I mean, that looks awesome.
We had actually met the artist and the creator. He does the art and created the comic book, so he does both. But we've been friends with him for a while, and his comic book was paranormal and comic book, and that's kind of what we were going for Cumberland Con, so it was really easy fit. Yeah.
Okay, and so you brought up Cumberland Con. I haven't covered that yet, so like tell me a little the story leading into the creation of that.
Well, the International Paranormal Museum is stationed here in the same building as we are in right now, which is also where my art office is, which is the old Cooper Community Arts building. It was their 6-year anniversary, and me and my collectible sales partner Shane had been throwing around the idea of doing a comic book convention. And then Shane and Kyle got together and said, well, let's put the 6-year anniversary party with the comic book convention and turn it into something. So then we started full steam ahead.
And so how was the turnout for that then?
Turnout was better than expected. We had a lot of people here, and we're looking to move forward next year, make it bigger and better.
Heck yeah, that's all you can hope for then. Well, okay, let's go back to you specifically. How long have you been doing comic book art, and like what kind of got you into the game to begin with?
Well, I've been drawing my whole life, but just doing comic book art and stuff now for about 1.5 years. I'm still not even in 2 years in. But I've got a pretty nice leap in so far, and I'm doing good. I always liked to draw and stuff, but as far as like being an artist, I was working at a furniture store job. I got let go after COVID, after I ran the place, and I ended up using my back pay that I got for leaving and then getting unemployment to get an iPad, and I decided I'm gonna invest in me and I'm gonna start drawing. And within the first month of me drawing, I already had like logos for a boxing place, a thrift store had me do their logo and mascot, and then actually I flew out to California to do a mascot and logo too. So I was, as soon as I started, it seemed to take off really well, and then I've just been trucking ever since.
Yeah, so that's your career right now. It sounds like. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. And speaking of logos, I want to talk about this big old one right here, kind of going back to Cumberland.
Yes.
Like, it was almost originally called Cthulhu Con, right?
Yes, it was going to be Cumberland Cthulhu Con, but they had took it to the board to talk about, because we were having it here in this building, and none of the older people could actually say the word Cthulhu, so we just dropped it out there.
But there's like a lot of elements that were put into. Can you kind of describe? Because I'm going to let you take it away there.
Oh yeah, with the logo now. I put a purple background inside the little rune spear there, and that's because 3 of us created Cumberland Con. So Shane does Battle World collectibles, and all his logos and signage and stuff is purple, so I put the purple background in there. And then with the Cthulhu, obviously that was something paranormal coming from like Kyle's side. I figured that would be a good representation of him. And then obviously it's my art, so that's a good representation of me. But also around the runes here, like these little signs and stuff right here, it's actually like an inside joke from when I was in middle school. It actually says, it's flipped backwards and it says Virgil going up it. And I used to say that my name was Virgil in middle school, like it's my alias joke name. So it was, put it in there. Nobody really notices it, but we needed something there, and it worked.
Then the gray part here, that's like the actual.
This right here is this is the bricks from the Cooper building outside. I actually took a photo of it and dropped it into the layer that's the rune there. So those are the actual bricks from the Cooper building, just because I wanted it to, even though the Cumberland Con may not be at the Cooper building moving forward, is where we started at. So it's part of the,
good.
part of the lore.
And so you said you've drawn for as long as you can remember. So what kind of got you into doing the comic book art style?
When I was younger, the Spider-Man animated series cartoon, like I'm wearing the shirt of, and the X-Men animated series, I used to watch them as a kid, and that's like, my parents kept all my drawings from when I was a kid, so I've got all these little bitty papers of me drawing Spider-Man and Venom and Wolverine and stuff, and it's all influenced by those cartoons and stuff that I watched as a kid.
Oh, that's nice. That's sweet. Have you met any illustrators that have done comic book art such as yourself?
Yes, yeah. I sell collectibles as well, so we go to a lot of conventions and stuff. And I try to, if there's somebody there that I particularly like their art, I'll go meet them. Like I said, we've met this guy, and I was impressed with his artwork quite a bit. Some of the other guys that I've met and formed bonds with at conventions. One of my friends named Deegan, he draws, and he's really good. Does a style that's almost like Mark Bagley's, which that's my big name to go meet one day. I still haven't met him yet, but that's the one I want to meet.
I'm sure you're making good progress so far. Yes. So I said it'll happen. But so far, has there been one encounter that's just stuck with you so far?
Mostly Adam. Just because he gave me the chance to be put on the cover and everything, and he's such a friendly dude. Every time I've met him, we've had a great time, and he's even went out to the when the second Venom movie came out, me, him, his son, and Shane all went out to go see it. So I've bonded with him and stuff. And Deegan that I was talking about, we went out to dinner several times.
Oh my gosh!
So we try to make it a point to meet the artist, and if we can get them to hang out with us more on a personal level. And through that, I've got a lot of shadowing opportunities. I've helped some of them at their booths and stuff, and just sit by and watch how they do things, and which I think that's one of the reasons why I feel like my stuff's taken off so well, is because I've sat back and watched, and I saw what they were doing and saw what the positives were and stuff.
Oh, definitely. And so you've gotten involved already and have made a cover, but can you foresee yourself ever doing a full comic book?
Oh yeah, for sure. The only thing is, you have to have the right story. I don't really consider myself a writer. I would throw in ideals and stuff like that, but I'd have to if I'm going to dive into actually making a 30-something page comic book, it'd have to be a really good story, But I think it'll be out there. Mostly right now I'm in the cover game is where I would rather be. But if I find the story and somebody wants me to do it, I'd be more than willing to actually do the inside of a comic book. But there's a lot of work and time restraints that go into that, because it depends on how your schedule is too. Because if you're working for a big company, you have to have that book out every month.
Yeah.
Now with Kickstarter project or something, a passion project, you don't have a due date or anything on those, so that would be something more along my lines to start out with until I could, make sure that I could hit that date, because I wouldn't want to mess somebody's book up.
Oh yeah. Is there any personal goals you have with just your artistic career going forward?
Yes. One of my biggest goals is I would like to do some more covers, obviously, but I would like to do covers for actual companies. Because this is an independent comic right here. I want to move up the chart some more, do some covers. I'd like to do Marvel most of all. I like DC Comics, but Marvel's my...
I noticed.
Yes. I'm a Venom fanboy at heart. That's if I could draw anything, if my dream job would be to just draw Venom all day.
I've seen your work. That has been the most impressive, I would even admit. That is cool.
Like I said, I'm going into my second physical year this summer of being an artist, so I'm looking to expand everything. I'm doing T-shirts. I'm going to start doing stickers. I've got obviously comic book covers. I'm going to be doing a wide variety of more prints going into the next year, because I think my selection as far as conventions and stuff, I want to say I only have 13 or something different options for customers to choose from, so I'm trying to go at least double that or triple that and get some more different characters and stuff like that. Right now here lately I've been doing a postcard series. I've got some postcard size pieces of paper, and I've been doing rough sketches, and I've been really trying to work on wanting to follow through with my artwork, basically. So what I've been doing is drawing with a pencil, and I have no eraser, and my markers and stuff are Sharpies. So you have to finish it, and if it's messed up, it's messed up. You go ahead and push it through.
So real authentic that way.
Yes, yes. And I've been selling those here lately, on my Facebook page and stuff like that. They seem to be doing well. Everybody likes them. I've been doing like a really wide variety of characters, like grabbing, because most of my prints, I will say Spider-Man, there's some Batman, but they're all kind of the same thing. I've been doing video game characters and movie characters. I've been grabbing from a lot of different hats to do the postcards.
Oh, sweet. Do you do any like your own original creations, like your original characters?
Yeah, I do have original characters from most of them from when I'm younger and stuff. But I haven't, since I've started my art career, I haven't dug any of those out and tried to revamp it or anything. But that would be a thing that I would like to do in the future because, like I said, my parents saved so much of my stuff. I've got storage totes and storage totes full of old art. And it's like, it's priceless to me. You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to go back and look and see where it all started and stuff.
And who knows, maybe one day in the future you'll take off even more so and it'll literally be priceless.
Yes, that would be awesome, yeah.
And so far you've proven that like your art career has been a success story, which is tremendous around here because admittedly, like southeastern Kentucky, the arts, I wouldn't say are fully thriving and flourishing. So what would you kind of say to people that are struggling to get over that hump to like have a successful career like you have built?
Basically, social media is your best friend.
Really?
That's like your big thing. I will say locally, I'm doing events now. Obviously, I help put on the comic book convention, and I've done a few events for the city and stuff here where they put me in a booth and stuff. But for the first, I want to say like half year to a year of doing my art career, almost all my jobs were coming from out of state. Like I was going to Boston, New York, California, and I felt like outside will embrace you a lot quicker than everybody else will, and then everybody will follow suit afterwards.
Yeah.
So it seemed like after I put myself out there and people were like, "Oh, well, he's done art over here and over here. Like, we need to get on that train." So I think, it seemed like that's kind of how it happened.
Oh, definitely. Seems like networking really takes you a long way.
Yes, and I feel like I've really excelled at that more than anything. Like I've proven that, all you got to do is talk to people and let them know that, hey, I'm in the room like this.
With that said, I think that's going to wrap it up for us here on this session of Let's Chat here. I just want to thank you again for giving me your time and just enlightening me about, because I don't think I've done like an illustrative artist yet for this series, and so I want to thank you again for that, and the best of luck on your future illustrating endeavors.
I appreciate it, man. It was great talking to you today. I'll let you go ahead and get out here because I know it's freezing iron.
Say, I just got low iron in my hands, I think, so I'm gonna light myself on fire when I get home. So, but thank you again. Definitely well worth the call.
Oh, thank you.
And like that is a wrap.